Welcome back, everyone. Today I have stone number 258. Now, this stone came to me by way of World of Rockhounds, and this was one of the opals Kyle had in a live sale quite some time ago. This particular piece of Welo or Wello Ethiopia opal was a gift from Ladydiane. Thank you, Ladydiane. She bought this piece and gifted it to me, and I do not remember how much it cost, but just look at all these gorgeous colors. Now this piece is 18 by 15.5 by 12.4 millimeters. Let's weigh it up really quickly. .85 carats. Very nice. Now you can see it's chock full of color. The tip area has a bunch of honey or caramel colored potch in it. But there's red and orange and green, little bits of yellow, and some blue undertones. Mainly it's green and red. And the bottom, or maybe it'll be the top, has that nice red flash. But this weird white crust reminds me of the moon Enceladus. And there's even little ridges of crystal poking up in these cracks. It's pretty cool. Let's get a close-up and we'll discuss the plan. So I had a theory. Ooh, look at that. And I tried it out. I was able to pry up a little bit of that. Yeah, that would probably all come off if I wanted it to. But it'll be a lot faster grinding it off. So I have the 600 grit bit all set up to go. Ready to rub this down. I'll be checking for cracks afterwards. And then very likely I will cut the top of this off probably right below the separation. Because if I'm lucky, this top part might yield something. Might yield a giveaway. Man, I could just sit and look at that all day long. Oh well, let's get on with this. No more delay. All right, mask up, let's get going. That's the majority of it out, and you can see little chipping occurred while doing that. I guess that's to be expected. I don't know if you could see what I was seeing. All of that lovely red-orange flash. There we go. All right. And it's now time for the words that get said here probably more than any other. Let's go have a closer look. So I have the line drawn that I will try to follow. This curvy side was tough. Let's get to this. Wrong blade, wrong blade. Helps to have the right blade here. So, this ought to be fun. I don't expect a very large piece off of this to be intact, because there are some lovely chippy, cracky areas in this. And we're done. All right, time for a closer look. So the stone is cut, it's been photographed, weighed, and measured. I have the 600 grit cone-shaped centered diamond burr. And the goal right now is to smooth everything out. Hopefully get all the chippies out. Make sure there are no more cracks, and then we'll work on shaping it. I honestly think that this would be a really easy one to make a drop, or even an oval. But I'm still not convinced I want to do that. It may end up a freeform. I know that's a cop-out, but I do love to save the color. So let's go! That's a good start. That little sand pocket went in a little deeper than the rest. I decided to work on dragging that out. Ooh, you can see that there. More chippies. Oh, I don't know. Have to make sure none of that are cracks. There's a little piece of chip out of that. Not good. But we have to get it all out. That's a bad sign. Because well, no, actually, those chips might have been in there when I started. But if it's pulling out more pieces as I move along, that's not great. But these sintered diamond bits are pretty aggressive. Time to get a better look. With a close inspection, I think there might be some cracking here, and I can't remember exactly which corner it is. I think it's right here. At any rate, I'm switching to the 280 grit Nova burr, and we're going to proceed with that. Let's work on getting all of the imperfections, variations in surface area, rather, smoothed out. Ideally, I think I might want all of this caramel potch out. That is coming out slowly, but we still have more work to do. See you on the other side. Looks like we have almost all of the chippy spots out. That little indentation is just about gone. Looking pretty smooth. Hopefully this dries out and becomes a little more translucent. But let's get on with the 600 grit Nova burr. And we'll get the rest of those little areas out and take out as many of the cutting marks as possible. I find it amazing how quickly these actually absorb the water. We've just finished up with the 600 grit. Things are looking very smooth. So it's time to get up on the 1200. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give the 3000 grit Nova burr some time. There's a lot of little cutting marks in this, so let's see if we can get those out. Let's go ahead and start polishing this thing. Some of those cutting marks still remain, but with luck they'll polish out. Whoops. Well, that's a problem. I hate it when it goes underneath. All right, let's clean up and see how this thing looks. Now, of course, we'll have to see this under the loupe or the microscope to get the best view.
After a lot more polishing, Opal guy finally finished the stone. But first, let's recap.
Whoa, tough crowd. Anyway, in the rough, stone 258 weighed 8.85 carats, was 18 by 15.5 by 12.4 millimeters. I got this from World of Rock Hounds, courtesy of Ladydiane, and this comes from Welo, Ethiopia. The cost to me was free. After being cut, stone 258 weighed 6.35 carats and was 15.3 by 12.2 by 7 millimeters. After the 600 grit centered diamond burr, it weighed 6.15 carats. After the 280 grit Nova burr, it weighed 4.85 carats. Stone 258 finished weighs 4.1 carats. It is 14 by 11 by 5.7 millimeters. Its shape is freeform, and its brightness is 4. Maybe it's 5, but I'm not really the expert at this. For the good, it's an opal. It has a great polish. It's a nice freeform shape. It's bright. It's very colorful. Reds, lots of them. Green, yellow, orange, and blue hues. And with the right lighting conditions and viewing angle, the blue turns to purple, and that makes the red pink. I also saved 46% of its initial rough weight. For the bad, the bubbly orange peel effect that polishing created, and the caramel potch left on the top. Now I believe that bubbling is caused by the cerium, but I could be wrong. Maybe I should try diamond paste. Also, the stone is not uniform in thickness, so that makes setting a little more difficult. And for the ugly, you could argue that the bubbly orange peel effect makes the stone ugly. Personally, I don't think it affects the look too much. I wish it wasn't there, but it is what it is. What is the value of this stone? It cost me nothing, as it was a gift. I figure it's probably worth $50. I mean, I'd be happy charging $50 for this. Perhaps it's worth more. But, hey, if it was for sale, it would be $50. So ultimately, I went freeform with this stone, and I think it turned out really well. Yeah, that potch at the top there, I could have taken it out, but it would have thinned that part of the stone down more than I wanted. And since it's there, I'm going to call this the Caramel Apple Opal. So what do you think of this stone? Did I do a good job on it? How would you have cut this one differently? Should I recut it? Now its journey is complete. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Please remember, if I can cut opal, you can cut opal. The precious.